It just shows upcoming. It's not even showing live yet.
You've got the Twitch, right, Sasquatch?
Yeah.
You've got the Twitch. Oh, I hear me. Oh, Shanty never wants to know if you can talk a little bit while he's muted. That way, he can hear if he can hear you on his end. What, did you start a new character tonight? Templar? Whoop, whoop. Nope, can't hear him, he says. Okay.
Yeah, I can't hear you on Twitch either.
There is another setting. We gotta find where it is. Are you on a 4 or a 5, Shanty? Okay. I'm trying to remember where it is on the 4. There's another spot under, it might be under...
If you go into your voice chat settings, there's an option for share your voice. Allow your voice in other players' broadcasts and video clips when you're in a party. I don't remember if on the 4 you can get to that directly from the party screen or not.
So if you go... there's 3 settings. From the party screen, you should be able to go to allow voice to be shared. I'm guessing that's what you already did. Yeah, there's one that says include microphone, audio, and video clips, or there should be one that's like include microphone, audio, and broadcasts. Sharing and broadcast, checkbox, headset. Da, 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 da. Let's see. I'm not sure if he is muted or not.
I still didn't hear you.
This is the problem with trying to figure this all out. And I was going to say yes to your question that you asked me, but I mean, really wherever.
Okay, that's fine. Did you? Okay.
Allow your voice to be shared. I didn't have it in the party menu selected, so now hopefully you can hear me.
It's so crazy because they have it in so many different places. It's like,
Right,
why?
like I
Why
selected
do I have to
2 in
turn
the
it on
audio
3 times?
settings and then 1 over here.
Yeah. It's just as bad on the PS5, but on the PS5, I would actually think that I would say it's actually a little harder to find.
Alright, so hopefully that fixed it.
Let's see. Whoop, I heard you.
I heard you on
Yep.
Twitch.
Yay!
Yep, I got you now.
I gotta adjust levels a little bit.
Nothing like hearing yourself 8 seconds delayed or so.
Yeah.
You can have a conversation with yourself though, that way.
You could. That's how you can do the show yourself, Never.
Yeah.
You ask
Yeah,
yourself a
I've
question,
actually
then you
seen
wait to hear it on the
Strife
stream.
Hayes do that on one of his YouTube videos.
Oh my.
Also, yes, I will keep my secrets.
Yeah. Give me one more second here, and then I am almost ready on my end as well. Because I'm gonna go to Twitch on my channel and host it, because that's what I always do.
So Spider-Man 2 was good.
Spider-Man 2?
Yeah.
On the
What?
conversation, I see.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that's
what
not
year
an
is it?
incorrect take, but
I'm only, what, 15, 20 years behind that? No, we're
Depends
watching.
on which version. Depends on which version of Spider-Man you're on too, whether it's Sony or Disney.
Well, actually,
okay,
all of
we
the.
don't talk about the Amazing Spider-Man 2. That's not
I never
worthy
even
of
saw that
conversation.
one. Never even saw that one.
Okay.
The first one was good. I like Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man, but
Yeah, the second one was ruined by the villains.
that's what I heard.
Yeah.
They too much. I did too much with it.
Yep.
No, we're going and watching the original Tobey Maguire movies with our daughter. So we watched the second one tonight.
Oh, fun.
The next one we get to see emo Spider-Man.
Oh god, that dance.
The
You try to block it out, but anytime somebody brings up that movie, that dance, it comes back.
the best Spider-Man is still, I think, it's probably still Into the Spider-Verse. That one's really.
I still gotta watch that whole movie. I haven't seen it yet.
It's really good.
Okay, tweets up. Also shared in Discord.
Tweedly deet.
And I'm good to go. Whenever you all are good to go. Whenever Shanty is good to go.
I'm fine. I've just been waiting.
Thank you for your patience.
Well, I mean, half of it was trying to figure out why my audio wasn't coming through, so
This is true.
Yeah, clearly we've ran into that before. That's why we knew to check. It's one of those things that if you didn't know to check for it, you wouldn't check for it. So
yeah, I mean, I record through Discord, so
Yeah.
easy enough. Craigbot and OBS as a backup.
yeah, I'm very what's the word? I don't know. There's a word for it. That's what I am.
Well, you'd have to get a computer first. There's that.
There is that. I mean, we have one, but it's old and dated, and I ain't trying to use that thing. Anyway, all right. I guess we can. Sasquatch, you ready?
I'm ready.
Real quick, did you see my question before you start?
Your question.
Or my statement, I guess
your
I should say.
Statement? Yeah.
Let me turn off my fan.
Yeah, so you've seen the show notes. Do you have a preference, Shanty, on order for any of that?
No, Shanty is fine. I mean, I introduced myself as that on the episode that'll be coming out this Thursday, so...
I mean, as far as we've got the section for you, and then we've got above that the news.
I'm fine with whatever in terms of the order.
Cool beans. Cool beans.
Wait.
All right, Sasquatch, you say you're ready?
I'm ready.
You already live?
Already live.
All right, I will give us a short countdown, and I will intro us in, and then I will cut all this other nonsense out later. Hello, and welcome to A Snugpod Cast. I am Never Separate, and we are not alone tonight. I have my normal co-host with me, minus one. Gwen is not with us tonight, but I have Gone Crazy back soon. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited. I got a new headset.
What? You sound different. It's so...
Maybe.
It's so nice. It's
We'll
clear.
see.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I'd say it sounds like you actually sound in person, but it's been a minute, so bad
That's
comparison.
Yeah.
We also have Sasquatch with us. What's up, bud?
Oh, not much. I got a question.
I have an answer.
Did anybody else bring cookies?
No, but
I only have one. I didn't bring enough to share.
Cookies?
But
Yeah.
You
No.
didn't tell me to bring cookies.
now I want a cookie. Thanks, man. This whole time.
I did eat an apple with Nutella earlier.
I'm not going to be able to focus now. This whole time, this whole conversation, all I'm going to be thinking is, sure wish I had a cookie. And it's your fault. It's your fault.
It's a good character name. Wish I had a cookie.
You know what my character name would be? Gets cookies last.
Okay.
All right. And we do have a fourth person here with us. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I suppose I can do that. Hi, I'm Shanty. I am one of the hosts of the 10th Divine podcast, and also a variety MMO streamer on Twitch.
Awesome. We have
Woohoo!
some questions for you, but we will get to those a little bit later. Last week we decided to take a little bit different approach to the show and be way more serious than normal. So hopefully it wasn't overly depressing and sad and anything like that, because we always joke around so much on this show, and we just wanted to try being more serious for once, and hopefully it came out okay. What do you guys think? You think it was all right?
I think someone rolled their eyes so hard that they're probably in the back of their head.
Interestingly, I did see that the stocks for glass eye companies have gone up, so I wonder if that was related to our show.
Well, I just want to know, how are your heads feeling? Because I'm the only one that walked under the bar last week.
Mine is fully recovered.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we also decided to run a random normal and ended up with a little bit of regret, but less regret than what we had the previous time we tried to run the same dungeon. Shipwright's regret, because normal was easy and we didn't regret it at all, actually. So there's that. So now that we've ran normal a few times, we're going to do it a few more times, and then maybe we'll get brave and try Vet again. Maybe we should bring Shanty along, and he can take my place and maybe be a proper tank.
Oh, I don't tank.
Well, there you go.
Apparently, I don't either. So
I just think it's crazy, the gap between normal and vet in that dungeon, because when we ran through there last night, we burned stuff so fast that you couldn't even see the mechanics on normal. But then in vet, it was like getting beat up. I had a black eye when we left there after vet.
yeah. Yeah, so did my cat. But
Poor
that's
cat.
normal for the cat, and his eyes are normally that color, so nothing to worry about there. And well, the next thing we've already answered. You did that when you introduced yourself.
Oh no!
Oh no, what?
Shanty disappeared.
Oh
Uh-oh.
no.
You pulled. Welcome to the Snugpod. This is normal.
Welcome to the club.
You're officially official. You have been logged out for not moving your camera while sitting here.
And you know, I wonder if that means that we're not getting his audio on recording now.
I don't think so, because he should still be in party with us, right?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
still
but
hearing everything.
If I get kicked out, I can still hear you, but it only records my voice while I'm at non-recordable screens.
Well, we can talk about silly things until he returns, and if he can be heard, then great. And if not,
What have we
then
been
it
doing
doesn't
this
matter.
entire time?
Okay, fine. Fine.
I think
I was gonna give you a cookie when you come to visit in a few months, but now I'm seriously reconsidering.
You are gonna still give me a cookie. You know you will. I am gonna
Yeah,
share
you're right.
one.
I'll probably give you a chocolate
Am
chip
I gonna
cookie, and
finally
then you're
get
gonna
to
bring
share
one
one
from.
in person with that other guy?
I hope so. I hope you get to meet my husband finally.
I mean, you know, that's gonna get all the way down there and spend a few days there. Gonna have to come and have cookies with me.
They always, for anybody who's wondering what that means, whenever we run our dungeon groups, when my husband has been here on nights that we've done that and not been working, we always used to talk about having cookies, so everyone would eat cookies, and it was always a thing that they would eat cookies together one day in person.
Yeah, and then we actually shared the same package of cookies, just not at the same time. 'Cause
That's
when
true.
when I came to visit, well, on my way home,
You didn't come to visit,
it
you
wasn't
couldn't get
it,
home.
it wasn't intentional. Yeah, I kept having flights get canceled. So, but on the way
You
through,
kept driving north.
yeah, I stopped and got a package of cookies, and we all had one, and I said, now take these home, and like we can then say we've shared a pack of cookies. We just weren't in the same place at the same time. So I'm gonna rectify that this next time.
Remote cookie sharing. I like it.
That's right.
Remote cookie share.
I'm gonna get a bag of cookies, or package of cookies, or box, or I'm gonna get cookies in some form, and I'm gonna get one out, and then I'm gonna mail them around one at a time to all the lore seekers, and we can all.
I was just gonna say, how funny would it be if we started like a cookie packaging thing for the podcasters, and you just randomly sent a package of cookies, like with a note that says "with love from the Snugpod Cast," and you just send everybody cookies.
Cookie exchange.
Maybe that should become a thing. If we ever all end up at an ESO event together, our shtick should be that we give all of our friends cookies.
Pass out cookies.
Yeah, so
That's just extra incentive to make it to an event.
Yeah.
All right. Yes.
Yeah. You're gonna have to contact the caterers or whoever do events, the food, snacks, whatever for those things. You'd be like, make sure you got milk because I'm bringing cookies.
All right, he has returned to the Snugpod, so hopefully
Yeah. So
we can hear and see him.
if any of that other audio was missing, oh well, we'll just push on through. All right.
Well, you got cookie talk.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of which, he's back. So, what have you been up to, Shanty?
Well, I started working on my Magplar here a little bit today. Most of the week I've been away from steady enough internet connection to play, so... But I was, touching grass, enjoying time with the wife.
Important.
Indeed.
Important.
All right. So we've got a little bit of news. We don't have a lot of news, but it's maybe good news. It's news. They put out some numbers for us for Tales of Tribute, and have you guys had a chance to actually play Tales of Tribute yet?
Yes.
No.
I have gone through at least the tutorial on all 3 of the platforms I play on.
Woohoo! Oh man, we should have asked you that question.
3
So you play on.
platforms.
He plays on 3 platforms. Can you believe it? Someone's crazier than me.
I was just gonna say.
That is some serious devotion there.
He's got the trifecta.
So, in your experience, did you have any problems getting through at least the tutorial in any of them?
No, but I mean, it was probably a week after the launch before I got in at all, so any hiccups had probably been resolved by then.
So I haven't tried again in the last little bit, but I still haven't been able to get to the tutorial. The audio's broken. Um, and I had another audio issue not related to Tales on a quest the other day. I went and talked to somebody, and the dialogue it was showing was not the dialogue he was saying. And then after
That was Isabel's quest, wasn't it?
it was
I've had that
in the
I've had that
library
a couple times.
Yep.
Yep. And
Same
then
thing.
when I talked to him again, the thing he previously said, I think, was what popped up. So it was like it
Yes.
was out of order. Yeah. Anyway. So,
Yeah, I've had that happen with a couple of side quests actually.
yeah, that's
Just mismatched audio.
yeah. That, I mean, at least with that you can just not read what's up there and just listen to what he's saying, but yeah, the audio for Tales it just cuts out mid-sentence over and over again. And so I haven't been able to get through the tutorial yet. I need to try again. My next step is going to be because I know if I send a ticket in, they're probably going to tell me to do this because it's what all tech support tell you to do anyway, is uninstall and reinstall, turn it off and back on again, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So at some point, I need to try to remember to uninstall the game and let it re-download, and see if maybe something in the install got boinked somehow, and go from there. But anyway, so what do you guys think of it? I know you said you've played quite a bit of it, right, Sasquatch?
Yeah, that's probably most of what I've been doing in my game time in ESO.
Are you winning a lot?
I'm getting there. I'm winning some. I'm not very good, but it's fun.
And what about you, Shanty? You play quite a bit?
I try to get at least a couple matches in a day. But I mean, I play a lot of board games outside of this, so this just felt like Dominion to me, so I knew what I was doing right away. All about building those combos.
Okay. Yeah, I want to try it out.
Yeah.
Have you guys got a favorite deck that you're using so far that you found, or starter deck, either way?
Yeah, there's of the 4 starter decks, I like the Duke of Crows is probably my favorite. If you get the right combos, you could just get to keep drawing cards over and over and over again. And then I can't think what the red deck is, but it's like a power based. So if you get some good combos, you just rack up your power pretty quick. And I have a least favorite deck.
Is it
It's well, of the base decks, yes. It's like it's only so useful, but it's the Regine deck. I've had people pull out a couple times, and it's actually in the stats they posted. The bewilderment cards are so obnoxious.
Oh.
So you get to draw this card, and or if you use the patron, it just throws a bewilderment card into their cooldown pile. And so what it is basically just a useless card that automatically gets discarded. So
Gross.
every time it comes up, the card just automatically gets thrown into your cooldown deck. But if they keep adding them, then it just fills up your deck, so you keep getting these like useless cards.
Yeah.
It's so annoying.
Yeah.
And so you have to like either use a patron to get rid of the card, or there's the cards that you can get rid of, or try trade them for the writ of gold or whatever. I can't think what it's called right now, but it's really annoying. I hate it.
I feel like I want to be good at this game, but I just know myself, and I feel like I will sit there and stare at it and be like, what? Or be like, what just happened? Looking at the
Which,
stats that they put
Yeah.
here, it's crazy to me that that was in the first month, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
The first month. Like, I don't know if we want to read what some of the stats are or not.
Yeah, go for it.
I mean, total matches played were 838,887. 68 was the most prestige earned in a turn. The most power earned in a turn was 44. Total contested wins were 246,481. The most coin earned in a turn was 64. Total patron wins were 41,830, and total 80-point wins were 30,181. So that
One of those
stat
was
really
mine.
quick, right?
That one.
The-
One of those. I got one.
Yeah. So that's like an either or thing, right? You either win a
Yes.
game by getting the patrons' approval or whoever's to 80 first. Is that right?
No. No.
well, it's whoever's to 40 first, and if you can tie, if you're behind, then it goes back to the person that was in the lead initially.
Ah.
So it can go back and forth
Yeah.
from 40 to 80 as long as you manage to score enough power to force the next turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay, I
as
see.
soon as somebody hits 80, though, it's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And then, of course, the last stat, which was the one Sasquatch just mentioned, is his favorite, is most bewilderments in a match, which was 42.
Oh.
That
Holy
just
cow.
sounds needlessly cruel.
That sounds
It
gnarly. So, and these were all from PvP matches between June 6th and July 1st. So, wow. The other thing it
Oh,
said
so-
too, go ahead.
I was gonna say, so that's not even the matches against NPCs.
Right. And the fun thing that it said that I caught in the actual news post on the site was that it said, remarkably, both the power and coin earned stats were achieved without the use of patron abilities.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I
So-
honestly thought that power would have involved the Duke of Pro somehow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
that's
44 power. Jeez.
wowza.
And so when it says contested wins, is that does that mean matches that went all the way to the end? Is that what that's referencing?
No, I think that's where they both hit 40, would be my guess.
Yeah, I think that's what that would mean.
Okay. The reason that I ask is I know the guys at Tails were talking about it at the way that when someone concedes a match, all they get is a penalty, but the person who they conceded to does not get a victory for that. I don't know if that's been changed. Definitely, I think that's something that should be changed. If you make somebody quit, then you should get something for that. But
Yeah, because then it's just a penalty of wasted time for the person who would have won.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think that should count as a victory at the very least. But yeah, I really would like to see the game actually get my hands on it myself. So I didn't need to get around to trying to fix that problem. But seeing somebody gets 44 power in a single turn and 40 power is what you need to get to win. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know the
Yeah,
bewilderment thing. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I will say, getting through the tutorial helped so much. Like, I watched the stream when they were first showing off Tails, and I was so confused, and I was like, oh boy, I don't know if I'm gonna get this game. But then once I actually got my hands on it and like actually did it myself, it was just like, oh, okay, I get how this works. And then it just took a little bit to get used to how the decks work and how to stack the combos and whatnot.
Yeah, it's the same with that style with this style of game in real life board games. So
Hmm.
I know I've been playing a decent bit of Slay the Spire lately, and that's to say that bewilderment card. There are several enemies that you face in that game. Is that's a single player game, but um, they'll give you a bunch of cards that are useless cards, and they just fill up your deck, and you'll end up with a handful of those you can't play. Um, so I definitely can relate to that getting a bunch of useless cards in a game like that. So um, yeah, what do you guys think there's a good chance they end up coming out with a standalone version of this?
what, like as a mobile game, or
Mobile, PC, whatever.
I don't know that it's quite robust enough to be a full PC game, but I could see a mobile port.
I know. I think it was Rich, was it not, that touched on that a little bit? Was asked about it when it first debuted. Um, Said that right now they just want it to be the best it can be within ESO, and then depending on feedback they get, going forward, would kind of determine if they look at doing that in the future. Um, I mean, there's certainly a market for card games out there. Um,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so and having
Yeah,
the
I think.
go ahead.
Go, no, you finish.
I was just saying having the ability to play it on the go would be nice.
Oh yeah, I'd play it, but I'd say they're probably gonna wait at least a year, see how well it's doing in a year before they'd even consider starting on it if they were gonna do a mobile version.
It would be nice if they did it if they found some way to incorporate, I guess, some cross progression between ESO. Like just have when you log into your account, have it be the same. Um, you log into the same account,
Mm.
and maybe decks you earn through ESO are then also carried over into the standalone, uh, and even vice versa, I guess. But they could do all kinds of cross progression reward systems. I know other games have done that. I think they did some stuff with Legends at one point. Um, rest in peace that game. But all right,
Cool.
what is next? Something about
Uh,
snakes?
Not White Snake, but White Strake.
Oh, not the old band. Okay,
Nope.
my bad.
We're not
Sorry.
going 80s here.
I was gonna go get my wig. I don't have some hair metal.
Uh, yeah, White Strake's Mayhem is coming back again. I feel like we just had this. But that's kind of because we did. But, we always do it a couple times a year. Hence why they renamed it from Mid-Year Mayhem, because it was multiple times a year mayhem. Or whenever they wanted mayhem. So it'll be July 28th through August 9th. And it's the same sort of situation as it has been previously. You get a scroll, you go do the quick quest that's in Cyrodiil, and then your scroll will give you 100% bonus to your XP and your alliance points for kills and stuff for 2 hours.
That's only within those areas or player kills, though, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
Yep. There are some new things that are coming to this event, which is nice, new drops. There is a House de Fort banneret outfit style, which actually I don't hate that. It's on the if you go to the Elder Scrolls Online news post about it, it's kind of this like knightly, I mean the same sort of style that we've been seeing kind of in High Isle. That sort of an armor style, which is pretty cool. The shield that the one guy is carrying looks really neat. It looks like it's got a big lion head on it, which is cool with some nice detailing around it. So that is one of the outfit styles that you can get. It's, I believe, I saw that it's going to be an Imperial City drop from the bosses in Imperial City. They are also doing something called the Battle Scarred Body and Face Markings, which will come as well from the same thing in Imperial City as well as Battlegrounds. So that's another new drop that you can get potentially. And then they've got the Black Drake Clan Wrap clan wrap armor pack, which is returning again, which is same drops as before, I believe. So, of course, with the event, normal thing with the boon boxes, do your dailies, get a box, that sort of a scenario. And then you can earn 2 tickets for the event from a Cyrodiil daily or Battlegrounds, and then 1 ticket from Imperial City. So those can be used to go towards the next part of the morphable thing that we're getting,
Power
which
Ranger
is
outfit.
the Daggerfall Paladin costume fragment. So, okay, let's talk about this for a minute. How do we all feel about this outfit? Have you seen this, Shanty?
I have not.
Okay, yeah,
I think it's supposed to be a Jester's Fest costume. I think they got mixed up.
No way. It is, okay, so, I just, how, although, now that you say that, Sasquatch, now I'm kind of sitting here looking at it and going, wait a minute, are the last tickets for that going to be during Jester's Fest? Because I think they will be in the timeline. And do you remember specifically on a stream how they said, and we are not going to make pink swords or weird pink armor or things like that? Like, that was specifically in AESO Live. Yes! Someone's like, give us pink mounts, please, or something like that. And Gina was like, yeah, guys, we're not going to make, like, I think it was Gina. Somebody was like, yeah, you guys don't ever have to worry about us going so high fantasy that we won't have, like, weird pink mounts and stuff. And I sit here and open this and go, is that red or pink? It looks pink.
It looks pink.
Oh, it's quite pink.
It definitely looks like...
well, to be
it's
fair,
multiple
it's a pink
pinks.
weapon and it's not a pink mount.
Well, that's true, Shanty. You're right. It's not. It's pink armor. I just...
if the Power
What
Rangers
is the lore?
existence back in the in the knightly times, this would have been a Power Ranger suit. I'm telling you.
What is the lore behind this? That's what I want to know. I need to see what lore blurb they are writing about said costume, because I want to know. Explain yourselves. I want to know what this means. I honestly don't hate the actual armor style itself. It's just the color in the scene for that screenshot that they show is so weird looking.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
I just... I can't even explain it for the audio listeners. It looks like knight armor, but then it's like the epaulets are layered down the arms, and it looks like a pink Power Ranger. I don't quite know. So yeah,
Pink with more pink.
And white,
and a little bit of white,
like a white
little bit of
shirt.
white, but mostly
I just
pink.
hope it's dyeable. Honestly, that's the thing. I hope that when people can see it on PTS, we find out whether it's, dyeable or not, because that would make all the difference, I think. So, yeah.
I kind of hope it's not.
You want it to be a big troll and for us to all spend tickets on it and then find out that you can't dye it at all?
You can't dye it.
And that it is during Jester's Fest. I'm going to laugh because I feel like you're right now that I'm thinking about the timing of this, because you can only buy the first piece of this during this event.
Oh, no, it's not going to be. It'll be way before that because Jester's Fest is in April. And
oh, that's true. That's April Fool's. I keep thinking of New Life and Witches Fest. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and
it's
it's only 3 pieces though.
That's true.
So,
it'll probably finish during that. And you can get 39 tickets from this event. So you can have everything preloaded to purchase your Pink Paladin costume fragment for the next event. So, yeah.
Oh, you know what we need with it? A flamingo mount.
Or a pink torch bug. Because that's the color for this year, right?
Maybe,
So.
Maybe that's why they dressed up in that color, because they wanted everybody to run around and try to catch them the same way everybody tries to catch those porch bugs.
Maybe.
Hey, Sasquatch, did you leave us?
I'm on my way back.
He's like, I'm already returning.
Yes.
There's something else that's new really quick for the event this year. It's a bag of Veteran's Glory, so it gives you a guaranteed drop of a previous White Strikes reward. But something to note is that you can only have one of those bags at a time. So, kind of cool that they're doing that to allow you to finish up any styles from previous White Strikes, which is pretty cool. And that's pretty much the most of the stuff that you would need to know about it. You can always, of course, check out the article, which talks about, all of the other things that you can get out of the boon boxes and whatnot on ElderScrollsOnline.com.
Yeah, I will try to link those in our show notes when this goes up in audio form too, so you'll be able to find it there. Yeah. I'm kind of curious to see what the battle scarred body markings look like. Those might be cool. But I don't ever use body markings anyway because you can't see them other than the little piece of my shoulder that's exposed. So
Too much fur.
too much fur. Yep.
That's right.
All right. Is that all the news we had for the whole week?
That's it. Now to our poor patient guest who's been sitting here this whole time.
Well, except for that brief period that he disappeared.
Yeah, that's true. He did make a little quick trip.
Yeah, he's a fellow Khajiit. He had to take a potty break. He was at the litter box.
Oh my.
All right. All right. Well, you put these questions in here, Crazy. So I'll let you take lead on those.
Okay. Well, Shanty, thanks for being on the show, first of all.
Yes.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
Super excited to have another podcaster in the Snugpod with us, which is really, really exciting. Because you're the first other podcaster we've had on. So thanks for being here. And yeah, and dealing with our late hour of recording as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, what time is it where you are? I don't know what time zone you're in.
It is 20 past 11.
Okay, same time zone as me then. All right.
Okay.
Well.
So it's later for me than it is for everybody else, but you're kind of used to that. You're kind of a night owl, right? So that's good.
Yeah, I work night shift. You just happened to catch me on a week where I wasn't going to work tonight.
Yes. So let's kind of dive right in. You said that you're a multi-MMO streamer, right? So kind of what's going on with that? What have you previously played? What do you still play? Because you obviously play more than one MMO, right?
I can't really say that I've set many that I've tried back down. But actively, I play World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy XIV. I dabble in Guild Wars 2. Obviously ESO and Lord of the Rings Online.
Okay, cool. So what has it been? Where did you start at? Like, have you come to ESO more recently, or what kind of was that transition from other MMOs like, or what is it like to flip back and forth then between all of those other MMOs?
Well, ESO is more difficult in that it's not tab target like the rest of the MMOs I listed are.
Mm-hmm.
So the combat is unique. But initially I had issues with trying to learn it on mouse and keyboard, but once I started playing it on a controller, because I do use controller on PC as well, that helped it click in my brain.
So for those of us that don't play a lot of MMOs, explain tab targeting, because I see that term with other games, but I don't know that I've actually ever played anything. I'm not sure that I've actually played anything with that system. How does that work?
Okay, so unlike ESO where your target is basically where your camera is pointing, in like World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy XIV, you lock onto an enemy.
Okay.
And you don't switch regardless of how you move your camera unless you hit tab on the keyboard to move to a different target.
Gotcha. That's what I thought. I think I have maybe played some stuff like that before, but I wasn't entirely sure if that was the correct term for what I was what I had played. Okay, cool.
Did you know that you can actually tab and lock onto a boss in ESO?
I did not.
Yeah, I don't remember what it is on the controller because I hardly ever use it. But I know that when I first learned the game and was first running dungeons with a core group that I had before this group that we're sitting with right now, my healer used to do it all the time so that he could keep track of us. He would like tab onto us and whatnot. So there is a way to do it. I just don't remember. I think it's I want to say it's like an R3 or L3 situation. I don't quite remember. I'm sure we could look it up and find it out. But yeah, you can lock onto stuff in ESO too with controller. It's kind of crazy.
Oh, interesting.
It's not like a true tab targeting, but yeah, it's not like a true tab targeting, but it's a you can at least like lock to one thing, I believe.
I don't know that I'd want to now, though. Now that I've adapted to the combat on the controller.
Yeah, that's why I don't do it at all. Like, I played for so long without knowing it that it was like, I'm fine. Unless there ever becomes a mechanic where I really need to have it, then I'll worry about it. But like I said, I don't even remember what the control is to do it. But I do know it exists.
It is hold R3, cycle enemy.
So there you go.
Yeah, okay. I know there are other games that that aren't strictly tab targeting that have systems that allow you to lock on and stuff. I could see it being useful for some of the bosses that move around a lot and are hard to kind of keep an eye on. But it definitely would be an adjustment if you're not used to doing that to try to switch to that. I'd be afraid I'd get stuck on a target I didn't want to be stuck on.
Yeah, that can be problematic in other MMOs too. So it's a valid concern.
Well, very cool. So kind of going back down the Elder Scrolls, I guess you could say, side of things, since that's obviously what we're focused on right here, right now. What got you into ESO, or, do you have experience with the Elder Scrolls games previously, and what kind of drew you to try ESO as an MMO?
Well, the fact that it's always on sale, practically always on sale on Steam didn't hurt, but honestly, the YouTube algorithm from videos I'd watched just kind of happened to throw Lucky Ghost on in one of his beginner guides to ESO. Around the time that I was bouncing around games because of the stuff over at Blizzard, so I decided, you know what? It was like $10 at the time. Buy to play, won't hurt, and fell in love.
That's awesome.
But I do have some previous Elder Scrolls experience. I have played a bit of Morrowind. 113 hours of Oblivion that ended in a bug that wouldn't let me out of a cave that caused me to never try Skyrim because grudges are real.
Oh, Skyrim had some quest-ending bugs too.
Wow, I'm impressed that you've literally never loaded a Skyrim game.
Nope.
Wow, you might be Todd Howard's gonna come find you and drop a copy in your mailbox. You might be the only person.
The last
on the
one.
entire planet. He's the last one. It's like one of those movies where they're like, this is the last man on Earth that hasn't played Skyrim.
Yeah, so my experience in those quest-ending bugs was there's a character in Skyrim, I don't want to spoil it, but I'll just tell you, don't kill the saber cat. But there is a quest where you are trying to do a thing in order to accomplish a different goal, and you're sent to go kill a saber cat that's causing problems. But if you've killed that saber cat previously in the game, it is not there. The arrow will point to where it should be, and there is nothing there. There's nothing to kill because it's already dead. Doesn't respawn. I don't know if that happens every time, but it happened to me. I was like, well, I was really trying to do this thing. Guess I won't. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, that's not game breaking, but it was, because it was just a side quest, but it was definitely quest breaking, and it is frustrating. But that's part
You're
of it.
I heard
hardcore.
that you also don't actually want to finish the Thieves Guild in Skyrim.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I downloaded Homestead for my copy of Skyrim on PlayStation, and it was so buggy that it allowed me to get the Homestead update and be able to go to the locations where you could place a house, but I could never place a house. So I downloaded that entire DLC and couldn't ever do anything with it.
Well,
That
you did
sounds
get through the
frustrating.
quests where you get the property though, right?
Yeah, that's what
Okay,
I'm saying. Like I did
gotcha.
did the quests and did all the stuff where you could do it, and I would go to the location where I wanted to set up the homestead, and it would give me no options. So I was
Hmm.
like, okay, great, good.
Yeah, that's
Eh,
just Bethesda charm though, right? That's what we chalk that up to.
It's it's a feature.
Yeah, it's not a bug,
It's
it's a
not a
feature.
bug. It's a feature, right? Morrowind though, huh? That's like that's hardcore. Did you finish the whole game, or did you
Oh,
just like
no, no, no,
dabble in it a
no,
little?
not nearly. Dabbled some, and I mean, some of the directions are just plain wrong,
Go south, and it's north.
or more commonly, go east and it's west.
Yep,
Well, you just have
amazing.
to keep going, because the shape of the Earth, or I don't know if Tamriel's shaped the same
The
or not, but
shape
if you
of
keep
Nern.
going,
Yeah.
eventually, you come
Flat
back
Nern.
around. Yeah,
Yes. I'm a
flat
flat
Nern.
nerdist.
Oh my.
Oh wow.
Uh,
Walk across the bottom, back to the other side.
that's true. True. Well, you've definitely done more than me when it comes to that. My first game was Oblivion, so mad respect for even attempting Morrowind. Very cool. Okay, cool. So, what is your favorite thing then about ESO? Because you said you've kind of fallen in love with it. So, compared to, other MMOs or things that you've jumped around between, what makes this game intriguing to you? What makes you stay, basically? What's your favorite thing?
Okay, so there's one non-mechanical thing and one mechanical thing. So the non-mechanical thing is how can you listen to the voice acting in this game and not just adore it?
Oh my gosh, so good.
And I mean, it's everything. It's every side quest. I mean, the Tales of Tribute tutorial even. I mean, a lot of games don't bother voicing the tutorials for things,
Hmm.
and they didn't exactly skimp on the casting for it either.
Not at all.
Yeah.
So I have to ask you
But
this: if you're talking about voice acting, you have done Shipwright Regret, right?
actually, no, I've done the other one from
Corollary.
yeah, I've done Corollary as a random with three other random people. So that was fun when I didn't know the mechanics.
Oh, well, in that case, you need to go do Shipwright Regret, and you need to make sure that you
Yeah.
do all of the extra bosses because the voice acting, especially for that first one, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, voice acting dialogue, it's so good.
Shipwrights has some great boss dialogue that I think you'll really, really like if you're into the voice acting side of things with that.
Yeah, and then
So what's the Oh,
on the
that's what I was
mechanical
just gonna say.
side,
What's your mechanical thing?
um, the fact that you have the 6 classes, but essentially it's a choose your own adventure on how you build it. I, so really, you have 24. When you look at it, you have your magicka build for each class, you have your stamina build, then you have your healer and tank. So the sheer variety of what you can do and the way you get to allocate your own skill points, you don't, because in a lot of other MMOs, you're fixed into one class, you get a skill point at this level that you get to do this thing with, or you unlock this ability at this level. With ESO, you're choosing when you unlock certain things, and that the freedom and flexibility that that offers is just chef's kiss.
So do you think that makes ESO feel less like of a grind in some aspects than some other MMOs?
Yes and no. I will say sky shards are starting to feel like a grind.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's so many in so many zones, so that was always going to be the case eventually, right?
Right. Very true. And you're doing it 3 times because you play on 3 platforms.
Exactly. And I
So
have a lot
yes.
of ults on top of that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, are you also an altaholic? Because that also, I think for me, it doesn't personally feel as bad with Sky Shards because I pretty much main one character essentially on PC and PlayStation. So, it doesn't feel too bad. But if you're a person who's playing on 3 platforms, as well as playing alts, as well as, doing all of that other stuff, I can imagine that it would feel like a grind.
Yeah, 12 characters across PC, EU, PCNA, and PSNA.
Wow. That's
Oh
awesome.
yeah,
Kudos
a
to
little
you.
bit of a grind.
Yeah,
just
that's a lot.
just a little bit, just a little bit. So with that being said, if you could make any change to ESO, what would it be? What would you change about it, or would you
Now
change
this
anything?
is this is just because I have so many other MMOs in my library that I play. I want a mini map. Like
Oh,
on
so do
PC,
I.
I can on PC I get that because there's add-ons and all. On PlayStation though, just give me a mini map, please.
Hmm.
Yeah. I feel like they made a
Mhm.
great improvement when they added the sky shards to the maps for consoles because that made it a huge help for us. But yeah, some mini map would for sure be nice. That's on my wish list.
Instead of having to stop, pull up my map, look at where I'm at, and close the map, mount back up, and move on.
Hmm. Well, yeah, and it's crazy too because on PC you can keep moving while you pull up your map, but on console that doesn't work. So if something's chasing you, you're just, well, that's it. Either get into a fight or you're gonna be dead because you're
Yeah,
looking at your
I
map.
got hit by
So
an Ascendant Blackguard because I was looking at my map. So yeah.
nice. Wow. Yeah, that I bet that was not painful at all.
No, not at all.
I don't have it on here, but I think it might be kind of fun to ask you since you've been talking about all your alts. What's your favorite like race class combo that you've played so far?
Well, you can just drop race out of it. My favorite race is Khajiit. That's about 80% of my characters.
Awesome.
But I do like my Dragon Knight Stam DK that I have on PCEU.
Very cool.
Just, set everything on fire and do your thing.
All the dots. Cool. And the other thing, of course, is you mentioned the 10th Divine podcast because you are in that ESO podcast family, and you've just started that with Raven not too long ago, right? So, kind of, how did you get into podcasting? What's your history with it? What kind of got you on the ESO podcast kick? I guess you could say.
Okay, so, who doesn't come to the ESO podcasting kick through Tales of Tamriel, right?
Oh, so true.
Yeah.
Legends.
So, I've been thinking about it since like January, and then we did a community event with the other game community that Raven has in March, and she in the Discord after said she had been kicking around starting an ESO podcast, and I piped up, well, so have I. And the other members of the community said, you two should talk. So we did, and it took a couple months to get moving because A, we wanted to align our premiere with the drop of High Isle. And then on top of that, we were also behind the scenes working with what is now Bonus Roll Productions, formerly Warcraft Radio, and we couldn't officially announce that until they went public with their rebrand. So that's why you saw a few episodes before we finally announced that a couple weeks ago on Twitter, and it'll be talked about during our next show that comes out on Thursday. But yeah, so regarding podcasting, and I've spent a year listening to a whole bunch of MMO podcasts at 1.8 speed to keep myself sane at work. A friend of mine has actually claimed that I must have a time turner with the amount of podcasts I listen to. So, it was something that I'd wanted to get into for a little while. But then the direction that we chose to go with spotlighting the content creators, well, there just really wasn't something doing that in the podcast sphere at that point for ESO. So, you see, like, interview shows for Final Fantasy XIV or World of Warcraft. There's multiple ones, and it just, like I said, it just seemed to be a gap that needed filling for ESO.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's definitely a unique thought process to your show. I love that you've had some great people on so far. You've had Gina Bruno on, you've had Lotus on, just really good guests already. So you all are killing it with that for sure. Explain the name to us. Why the 10th Divine?
Well, ESO, we currently have 8 Divines, but let's be honest, everybody's played Skyrim except me. So we had to acknowledge the 9th Divine there. So it was kind of a nod to another show that does kind of the same thing we do, just more general gaming. The Third Faction, which was named because there's 2 factions in World of Warcraft, and that's where they started. But the players are the Third Faction. So we decided to go in a similar route. Because we're highlighting, content creators, trying to help bring them to the attention of other players who are, the 10th Divine.
That's cool.
That's a really cool, a really cool way to come up with the name and a really cool way of acknowledging the community and, just everything in general, I think. So that's very awesome. Well, I hope that you all continue to be as successful as it seems like everything is going now, because it's a great show to listen to and you're doing an awesome job. So thank
you very much.
Taking time to come and sit with us in our snug pod on our little show. It's pretty fun.
Absolutely.
Cool. Is there anything else you'd love to chat about here about ESO or any other MMOs or anything that's not a specialty question or a particular question that we asked?
Just want to mention a little anecdote. Lotus actually said that we just might be the 10th Divines because we picked out like the 1 hour that he had available when we asked him to be the guest on episode 2.
That's awesome.
Nice.
It's like you had some sort of premonition. That's awesome. What a fun little anecdote there that you have with you for the rest of your show. It's kind of your show's history. So very cool. Well, thank you so much for being with us. It really does mean a lot that you would take your precious game time and precious vacation time to sit and chat with us in the middle of the night. So we appreciate that so much.
Yeah. Tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah.
Okay, you can find the show on Twitter at 10th Divine Pod. You can find my co-hosts on Twitter at Silky Raven. You can find me on Twitter or on Twitch, Shantyman Gaming. On Twitch, I stream, like I said, a variety of MMOs. I actually just streamed Final Fantasy XIV for the first time in 6 months today. And that was also a celebration of hitting 100 followers, so I was doing a Bean Boozled every 15 minutes. My luck was not
Yum.
Well, congratulations on that, and also apologies.
Congratulations on surviving.
I think I got 4 of the worst ones.
And you're on our Extra Life team too, aren't you? Aren't you on Elder Heroes as well? You joined that this year, yeah?
I am, yes. And I'm locking Bean Boozled behind a $10 donation to Extra Life.
I was just gonna say, are you gonna change the dollar amount for that then? Because
No, but I am actually
Oh,
going to be ordering the Fiery 5, and those are going to be for bigger donations.
wow. Brave soul right
The
there.
Fiery Five?
The Bean Boozled Fiery 5, it goes from like jalapeno to habanero, I think.
Hmm.
5 different types of pepper.
Hmm. Okay. I don't think I knew that those were a thing. I know about the gross ones, but I didn't realize they had spicy ones too. That's that's intimidating. I'm not a big fan of super spicy stuff. I don't mind a little heat, but I don't think I want to bite into a habanero jelly bean. It's
I'm not sure I do either, and I enjoy spicy. I don't necessarily enjoy too much spicy and sweet combination. So that's where the worry for me would come in.
But it's for the kids.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I am not just throwing the rest of this tin of Bean Boozleds in the garbage.
Proud of you. Proud of
Very cool.
you. Awesome.
Well, a couple of things regarding the Lore Seekers Guild. Um, First of all, if you are interested in coming and hanging out with us, there's a guild on pretty much every platform, all three systems as far as PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. We are all currently on PlayStation. Um, and if you want to join, all you have to do is go to loreseekerseso.org. Nailed it.
You did it.
I did it again. Getting good at this. Um,
It's
I'm
only
so good at
episode
this.
18.
A true professional points out when they got something right. Um, yeah, so you just go to loreseekerseso.org and click on Apply to Guild. It'll take you to a brief survey. You will need Discord, so make sure you have that downloaded. And just go through that application process, and that gets sent over to officers in the guild. And usually within a day, somebody's normally looked at the application, and we'll get you accepted in the guild on Discord, and as soon as possible get you an invite sent in game. As far as some things going on the PlayStation side of things, for PlayStation NA, we have Moki's fishing event on Mondays. Um, that is 7:30 Eastern. Is that right?
Yep, she usually gets started for grouping or posts in the chat around 7:30 Eastern, and then I think they actually start fishing and officially, doing whatever zone they're doing at around 8 p.m.
Yeah. So they go through, and she leads a group to go around and get all the fishing achievements and work toward is it Master Angler? Is that right?
Master Angler.
Okay. Um, and with that, you get a nice little boat you can buy, and so yeah,
And bragging rights.
yeah. So if you want to come hang out, then let her know in Discord and the PlayStation channels when you want an invite. She'll get you added there. We are not currently promoting Treacherous Tuesdays the same as we did in the past, but we do encourage people to group up on Tuesday nights or anytime Tuesday really, and make that a time to get together and do dungeons. You can do story mode runs if you've never done them. You can go for achievements. However you want to do that. You can speed run, you can slow burn, either way. And just check in Discord for some guildies to jump in and try to get some more people together and keep building on that. And I think that's probably about all we have. Sasquatch, you got anything else? Welcome back.
I do want to add one quick thing for a guild announcement. So I know that there may be some interest with White Streaks coming up to try and preload some of the quests for Cyrodiil and Imperial City. I don't quite know how much time I'm going to have this coming week, but if I can get a night for that to get some more seekers together to preload some stuff, I'll be sure to put it in Discord to see if we can get grouped up, even if it's kind of a late night thing, because I know a lot of our guild are not necessarily all Eastern time zone like me, so a lot of people would tend to be on late. So if I can get somebody grouped up and get some of that stuff preloaded for the event, we'll try and do that.
Very good. Sasquatch, you got anything else?
All right, I don't got anything else. Just how people can find us. We're on Twitter at Snugpodcast, twitch.tv/Snugpodcast, which is where we stream the podcast live, as well as on YouTube, where you can search for us because we don't have a URL yet. Follow us, and we can get one.
What's the rule
And,
on that
Be
again?
like
You
me
have
and
to
follow
have
them on all the things.
Yeah, I think it's
It's like
100.
100.
some- Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot
Yeah,
for
just,
us.
Just log in
For
to
us,
your grandparents' account.
It's
Yes.
it's not a
Yeah.
lot for other people, but it's a lot for us.
Yeah. All you
We
have
need
to do, just log into your grandparents' accounts. We know that you've made them one, and follow us on their accounts.
Yes.
And, hey, you do what you got to
All
do.
Sothicil,
all 5
Sothicil
of our
1,
listeners need to make
Sothicil
20
2.
accounts.
Sothicil 3.
What about email? What if somebody was just like, I really just want to go old school and email?
That's old school.
I was just going to say, we don't
Yeah.
have a P.O. box, buddy.
It's old school now. I mean, it's not the oldest of the
okay.
old schools, but I mean, it is kind of. I mean, most people just do things through text messages now. Who needs email? But so do we have an email address? We've got one, right?
Well, if anybody's ancient and they want to email us,
Oh my gosh.
they can email us at snugpodcast@gmail.com.
Wow.
And if anybody,
I can't wait for the hate mail.
Wait, where's our fax number?
Look, if anybody wants to send
you can
us,
page
It's
us.
not in the notes.
if
You
anyone
can
wants
page
to,
us at.
if anyone wants to send us any physical mail, then all you have to do is head to your post office and pay for a P.O. box and stick it in there. And we'll be sure to get right on never seeing that because it will never leave your own P.O. box.
I have a P.O. box.
What?
Oh.
I said I have a P.O. box.
Do you have a VCR too?
No.
Okay.
I actually do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Got
because
a record player.
Back in my day.
what's a
I was going
record?
to ask about an 8-track.
I actually have some
No
of those.
track.
I think I don't have the player anymore though. I think I left that in my old house. But I do
I
have.
do have an Atari.
Wow.
See, but having an Atari is cool.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
true. That's fair.
I have a PlayStation 1.
I have one of
Not
those
quite
too.
as
Me
cool
too.
as an Atari, but still
Yeah.
cool.
It's over
still
on the
cool.
shelf.
It's
It's
still
not
cool.
connected. It's just got little Funko Pops sitting on it because it's a
It
decoration.
just looks
now.
nice.
Yeah. That's what I was like, you know what? I'm just going to display this thing because what else am I going to do with it? So, all right.
It's true.
Yeah. I guess we're done. Shanty, you have anything else?
Thank you for having me.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks for joining us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it
I
was
hate
awesome.
I hate that Gwen couldn't be here.
Me too.
But such is life. We all have things that pull us away different times, and
Yeah, but then you would have had to pull out an extra chair. It would have messed up the whole feng shui of this place.
yeah,
I was gonna say we were gonna have Gwen too, but somebody had to go since we only had 4 chairs. So
It was like a musical chairs situation, but there's not a whole lot of
Yeah.
space here, so.
we are
Yeah.
in
Oh,
her
that
house.
would actually solve the not moving the camera problem. Having to get
There
up
you
every so
go.
often.
Yeah, it's probably because she was an orc last week.
Yeah. Well, we didn't hear any jokes about those though, right?
None whatsoever.
None. All right. Well, I think that will do it for us for this week. So if you are listening, thanks. If you're watching, thanks. If you would prefer to do the other, those are options for you. You've already been given our YouTube and Twitch information, so you can watch us there. If you are watching and would rather listen, you can check us out on basically any of your podcast apps, Google, Apple, Spotify, and several others are pulling us too. So check us out there, and also go check out the 10th Divine. And we will catch you next time. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.